most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Shaw, physical
Brad
therapist.
Heineck, physical therapist.
Together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
Today, we're
Bob.
going to talk about 14 sleep mistakes you didn't know you made.
14.
Yeah, I like that number, Brad. It's double your 7. I feel like I'm twice as good as you.
Wow. Wow, then you are really flying high, Bob.
Okay, by the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, by George, you're going to want to join us on our website this week, bobandbrad.com, because yes, sir, Bob, we're giving away a Sleepovation mattress.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
These are nice mattresses.
I think we're giving away a couple pillows, too. I'll show you that in just a minute. You can also find the contest on Facebook. It'll be pinned to the top of the page. And if you want a short version of us, Bob and Brad, go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. We have a 60-second version of our program. This is the Sleepovation pillow. It's a cross-section of it, so we cut through it. And you can actually see it's got individual springs in there. But the darndest thing, you can't feel those at all. It just gives really good support.
Yep.
And it's got the little air channels here, so it's a cooler pillow.
Right.
Similar to their mattress. It's got springs and it's got channels, and it's just really a cool deal. We love our mattresses.
I do.
Right?
I could hardly get out of mine this morning. I was very, very happy in it.
All right. Well, Brad apparently doesn't have any of these sleep mistakes going on. So let's start off. Number 1. You're not sleeping enough. That's a common mistake. People think they can get by on, 8 hours or less. The fact is, most people need 8 to 8.5 hours. And a lot of people, I know people that say I can get by on 5 or 6.
Right.
It's really rare to find someone, like they say 1 out of 1,000 people that can get by on 5 to 6 hours without damaging their brain, their cardiovascular system, it's going to cause you to gain weight.
Sure.
I mean, all these things. So there's a lot of side effects from not getting enough sleep.
Exactly right, Bob.
So number 2, you don't stick to a sleep schedule. And from what I have read, this is the most effective way if you are having problems with sleep, is to solve that problem, is to stick to a sleep schedule. So that means even on the weekends, Brad.
No, that's it. You want to stay up and watch a late movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing.
No, you should try to stick to a schedule.
Yep. I usually go at 9:30, 10 o'clock, but Saturday night, I'm guilty. I might step to 11.
Yeah. Oh, boy, you're a partier, aren't you? Ooh. All right. I tend to try to stay within a variation, a half hour. Number 3, you exercise too late. Like 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, you should not exercise. It can get your system riled up. I remember I used to play basketball late on a basketball league, and we'd have like late games, like at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'd get home, and I wouldn't be able to sleep for hours. I mean, my adrenaline was flowing. And
it takes a while for everything to settle down from that.
Wrap down again. Number 4, this is very obvious to people, but I don't think they realize how long it stays in your system. Talking about caffeine and nicotine. So you shouldn't have any of these 8 hours before bed.
8 hours?
Mm-hmm.
So
that means like late afternoon.
You can still have a cup of coffee at lunch if you go to bed by 9 o'clock or whatever.
Right, right. But this was a big surprise to me. As you age and get older, it affects you more, obviously, as everything seems to.
The aging process is no fun.
No, it isn't. But I remember the first time this happened to me, Brad, I'm like, every time I'd go home and visit my parents, I couldn't fall asleep. I was like, just because it's it's my old bedroom, why couldn't I sleep in there?
Well, who knows what you were doing there when you get bad memories.
Well, what happened, Brad, is when I'd go home, we'd play cards at night, and I'd be drinking beer, but I also drink some pop later at night, and it had caffeine.
So alcohol and caffeine.
Yeah.
No wonder you couldn't sleep.
And it never bothered me when I was younger. I mean, I could drink it right till I went to bed. So, and that brings us to number 5. Yeah, well, you want to avoid alcoholic drinks right before bed too. So I do like to have one drink at night now, Brad.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem to affect me. But
how big?
Oh, just a
big silo or big?
No.
Big.
A silo.
Go on.
People don't even know what that is.
I'm digressing. Let's go on.
Okay. So, and it's true. It can actually affect your breathing even if you drink too much.
Yeah.
I have my brother. He always says that the only times he snores is when he drinks a lot.
Right.
And so,
Well,
all
there's a
right.
lot of people out there that don't drink, Bob.
Really? Number 6, avoid large meals and excessive fluids right before you go to bed.
Yeah.
The fluids, of course, is going to cause you to have to get up and go to the bathroom a lot.
Mhm.
How many times do you get up at night, Brad, right now?
Usually just once.
Yeah, me, it's just once too. So, but I do drink, water before I go to bed too. But,
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah.
yeah.
We'll go on.
But you can get some, indigestion if you eat too close to bedtime. So you want to make sure you watch that too. Number 7, you got to check with your doctor because there's a lot of medications that can delay or disrupt your sleep.
Sure.
Some of the prescribed heart medicines, blood pressure, asthma, even the over-counter colds, coughs, and allergy medicines can affect it.
Yeah. So get on your schedule, your meds, and stick to it. Don't forget.
Yeah, in other words, a lot of meds you maybe don't have to take, or you can take earlier in the
Yeah.
day. So check with your doctor.
I think they have apps on your phone that can remind you too.
Sure. Number 8, don't take a nap after 3 o'clock. Because that, you hear that a lot of times. We see this in the nursing homes we work a lot. The people sleep all day long, and then they can't figure out why they can't sleep at night. No, they fall asleep in their
And
chair.
people can get their nights and days flipped around.
Sundowners,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that what you call them?
Well, I was thinking at it. Yeah. You
Sure.
could call it that, but one way, it's that's another extreme case. though.
Number 9, make sure you have some time for relaxation before you go to bed. Don't schedule things right till you go to sleep. And I've done this, Brad, where I knew I was going to be busy the next day, and I was working on something almost right till I went to bed.
Yeah.
And you're all fired up, and you want to have some downtime.
Yeah.
Do something that's relaxing, reading, or if you're watching TV, whatever
Right.
it involves. So
My wife gives me a massage.
she does not.
Well, she did when we were dating.
Oh, I was going to say, she doesn't now. That would be a real find.
Well, let's go on.
Number 10, take a hot bath before bed, because what happens is when you get out of the bath, it cools down your core temperature. And your core temperature needs to decrease by 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit in order to sleep well. That's why they tell you to keep the temperature in your rooms, which is number 11, by the way. Keep the bedroom temperature around 65 degrees. There's some variation there depending on
Individual.
individuals and who you study, the numbers they put forth there.
Right.
Want to keep your bedroom dark and cool, as we mentioned, gadget free. I found this one to be interesting, Brad. For years we always had the hallway light on because the kids were could get up, and so lately we've been turning it off, and I do sleep better.
Well,
I mean, it's dark.
We've got that same scenario right now. The hallway nightlight is on, and I'm telling my wife we got to turn it off. I can't. It's hampering my sleep after I get up and use the bathroom. But we got a little Shih Tzu that's blind, kind of like one eye. She's afraid the dog's gonna fall down the steps without the nightlight.
That's possible.
So my sleep is being sacrificed from our dog.
Oh wow, my niece. By the way,
That's all right though. I'm willing to put up with it.
All right, what a man. By the way, my niece one day, she was staying with my mom and dad, and she fell down the steps in the middle of the night.
Huh?
Yeah, she was sleepwalking, and she wasn't used to having stairs because
Do you have a nightlight?
My mom did have a nightlight on, but I think she was sleepwalking, and she fell right. And these are steep steps.
Ooh. Is
So
she
anyway,
okay?
she's fine. She's
She
older
should have had
now.
the booyah stick.
Should have the booyah stick. All right, number 12. You want to actually expose yourself to some sunlight during the day.
Oh,
That helps set your circadian rhythm. So like if you can get 30 minutes of sunlight, that's tough in Minnesota sometimes and Wisconsin.
Yeah, just think about the people up north,
Right,
Alaska.
up north. Yeah. All right, number 13. Don't lie in bed awake. After 20 minutes, get up and do something relaxing, reading. Brad and I always recommend that try some deep breathing, like the 4-7-8 breathing method. That's what I do when I can't sleep. It just it gives me something to focus on, and it seems like it does relax me then.
Sure.
I find out I'm doing shallow breathing because I'm worried or upset about something.
Sure.
So, all right, number 14. This ties right in with our giveaway, Brad.
It does.
Yeah, if your mattress is uncomfortable, you're not going to sleep well, right?
Yes.
So I know we're putting a little plug in there, but it's true. And they have found that the mattresses that are not totally firm, but medium firm are the best for sleeping for people who are in pain. Did you know that?
Yeah, actually I did because
we did videos on it before. So.
But actually, it's so incredible because that's what mine is. And
right.
Before I had a firmer one, and then we put a 2-inch memory thing on top of it, and that was better. But then now
Sleepovation, don't need
my back feels so much better. I'm so happy.
All right. Remember, Brad and I can fix just about anything
except for
a broken heart, but we're working day and night now that we have a lot of time.
Yeah, and then with the sleeping thing, that might help a little bit. Get your sleep 8 hours, 8 and a half.
Yeah, that always helps the cardiac arena.
Yeah.
So
right, well, we're done.
Peace out.